Kips Clips.
Tonight at 11.
Doom!
It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the Infowars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double-barrel bullcrap, the double-speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Clips, clips.
Where the answer to or
And that's the meaning of life. Getting good at that. Anyway, sorry about... I got distracted. Coronation Street's on for an hour. Didn't realise I'd actually ran over time. But anyway, in the evening, one and all, finally here. After a bit of a blank screen. The audio should be in the room now. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Allegedly. Hold on, that's what I'm wanting. Anyway, in the evening, one and all, welcome to this week's A Day Late. I had a bit of an emergency last night. I had to do something else, so I decided to do it tonight. The day before the election, there's not actually quite a more fitting time. So welcome to this week's not the Infowars Nightly News, the original, the OG baby, alternative look at the so-called alternative media. Skeptical with the spectacles about the so-called skeptics and watching them motherfucking watchmen, no matter who they are, even if they're social worker, justice warriors. So welcome one and all. Hopefully you enjoy tonight's show. If you do enjoy it, thumbs it up, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your foes. Help the channel and the show grow. I'll rely on you guys and girls at home. And remember what I do, it's digital basking. It's all available and accessible, free of charge. I'm going to do such a good job you'll find value in what I do and use your spare change, not your life savings, in the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. You'll get the details on the bottom ticker tape as well. Have a wee read at that. So in the evening, one and all, usual format to the show. So I'll have a wee look at what I've got in line for us tonight, and I'll see how. I don't even hope I've got enough time. Oh, hold on a second. The gigabits with the gigabits. Back in the room. Back in the room, back in the room, back in the room. What can I say? Yeah, deep state Illuminati attacks. They're trying to stop this broadcast before the election. Back in the room. Back in the room, back in the room. Anyway, so welcome one and all. Deep state Illuminati glitches all over the gaff. So, the YouTube purge, you know, the purge that we were promised would happen, but never happened. Even though if you read the actual fucking words out of YouTube's mouth, you would have known it wasn't going to happen. Again, a hell of a lot of fear-mongering, a hell of a lot of doom merchants. The purge this! Go to Patreon! Donate here before I get purged! A load of shite! But you have to be out the cult of conspiratardom to actually see the wood for the trees, otherwise you fall down the fear rabbit hole and come to all these fucking crazy conclusions which have no basis in reality at all. So let's go and laugh at the clowns who promised us the purge. It's like the Y2K again, it's like Nibiru, it's like fucking Bigfoot and his grandma, it's like the aliens coming. Does it penny not? How many times do people have to use the same trick before you're like, it's a trick? They're controlling me with fear! The sky is falling! That's right. Chicken Little. So have a look at that. Copper fuel. You know, again, here's another conspiratard rabbit hole you'll fall down. You'll come to all these crazy conclusions. The deep state Illuminati is censoring your freedom of speech using paedophilia and stuff. No fucking rhyme or reason, no follow actually what's happening or anything. So we'll go and laugh at the copper fuel. And then also inject a few of the people who I think might be affected with this, because they produce a hell of a lot of content, which I would argue, for me, just viewing it, is predominantly aimed at children. Maybe I'm wrong, because they're sitting playing computer games, talking about the latest trends and computer game trends and shit. I think if you look at the demographics, you'll find that there's a way more teenagers, stroke young men and women playing that shite than grown-up adults. And they use that to get into the heads of children. And these are like people who are controlled with the BMP and they don't know it. I don't know about you guys, I wouldn't want the BMP talking to my kids on fucking YouTube. So I kind of understand where this is coming from, and it seems to be coming from an honourable place. But if you want to bounce down the conspiratard rabbit hole, batter in, and then document it, and then point and go, look, you were wrong there. Nibiru's no here. Y2K was a load of shit. Just rhyme all the conspiratard fucking theories that never happened. Anyway, and show that to them. So the murky troll swamp. Again, hate even have to deal with this, but it has to be done. And they're now getting dealt with appropriately. And if you've been a victim of anybody trolling you and using information that's available on like government computers, social work department computers and things like that, go and report that to the police, that you believe your data protection has been broke. Go to your MP, go to the papers. You know, it doesn't matter if you think you're a social worker, justice warrior. It doesn't give you the right to access people's private information. And once you do that, your fingerprint is all over it. So when somebody raises the alarm about how this information's been getting used to bully and harass individuals up and down the UK, leaving them scratch their head, how did they know this, how did they know this, and then gaslight them, then report it to the police. And tell them, I know, the reason these people haven't been dealt with, unfortunately, is because they're dealing with a bunch of conspiratards. They go to the police and go, I'm filming this, I can't tell you, I'm standing under my oath, I do and do not understand. You're there to fucking try and get the cops to help you out, and you're acting like a freeman of the land, fucking idiot. Cops will just... Anyway, so, I don't know. Take or fucking ignore my advice. Go to the police and tell them that your data, if somebody's breaching your data protection, indicate it to the departments that you know the information came from, and then they have to investigate this. And once they investigate it, what they'll find is this wee fucking scummy fucking network of fucking social workers, ex-social workers, anybody with fucking access to social workers living in all these quasi-governmental fucking organisations to help fucking this that and the other, and they're using the information that they're privy to for reasons that they shouldn't be. And they're going to be, losing their job, right? That's a given. Getting a job anywhere and anything like that ever again with a genuine CV gone. You've been prosecuted. You've been caught breaching data protection, and you're currently going to get prosecuted for breaching data protection. So you've made your bed, lie in it, and enjoy it. Anyway, mental midgets, right? And again, it's just unfortunately there's just people that aren't that smart out there, and they're very easily bamboozled. And people take advantage of that. Anyway, so we'll have a wee look at that. Designer babies. I done a clip about that, but I'll touch on that. And it's like trying to look at a situation without battering into all the identity politics, gender politics, everything that's attached to it, to get to your heartstrings, to again lead you in one direction or the other. Not giving you information like you come to your own conclusion, getting into your heartstrings. Freebasing Amy. My God, she's going to save us. She's running for election. She's independent, but she's now part of a party. So, all good in the house. Hood. The NATO summit. I'm trying to remember. Trump spat his dummy, didn't he? So, we'll have a wee look at that. There's a few funny clips from that. Flat Earth echo chamber. I can't really remember what's in that. Friday the 13th. The sky is falling. Again, Chicken Little. Just everybody out there. This is going to kill you. That's going to kill you. That's going to kill you. This is going to. I mean, how many years do you need to expose yourself to apocalyptic doom shit? Fucking pure and unadulterated fear porn before you go, they're using fear to control me here. Every fucking one of them. They hate the Jews. They hate the Muslims. Fight! Anyway, Jew Ball. Well, it's a new game I've invented in the geopolitics. It's called Jew Ball. It's called use the Jew as a political pawn to get you into power by playing Jew Ball. So we'll touch on that and see how everybody's using the Jews as a political football. Oh, it's unbelievable. Anyway, and and remember, people. Well, we'll get into it later. Infowar's in the house. I think Owen Schroyer was in Congress getting arrested and stuff. We need to touch on that. Being Tommy's cockboy pays. Has the network that was set up above and below Tommy. It does pay if you get on that onto that. Into the pyramidic structure. You know, the one up there starts parroting your shite, which brings you up, and then you start parroting their shite, which brings them up, and it's just a one big, deliberately created network of propaganda by a bunch of people that don't know better, that they're getting led down the garden path, let's say. Tip of the far right in the UK. Hello, Jim Dawson. Be checking him out. Danny loves Trump. Danny Tomo out there. With a bit of Trump love, knocking people out in the name of Trump. In the name of Trump. In the name of Trump. They are getting magic magnets. I think what you'll find is it's one or two people who are upset that I'm telling people Plisco is Alan Mitchell. He stays in Bowness, and he's well, details are down below. So that's what it is. It is what it is. One little fucking creepy ass bastard. Anyway, don't worry about him. He's a nothing and nobody that will do nothing, and he's going to get dealt with very appropriately, and I don't think he's going to enjoy it. I don't think he's going to enjoy it at all. But hey ho. So, where was a Jew Ball? Infowars in the house. Tip of the far right. Danny loves Trump. Then we'll look at how there's Tommy Robinson-esque groups, nationalist BMP groups getting set up in the Republic of Ireland. And again, it's just the exact same MO, using the exact same concerns and grievances that your typical man or woman on the street has to rabble-rouse them and get them into your wee political clique. And before they know it, they're supporting Tommy Robinson. They're out there fucking canvassing for Britain First, and they have no idea why they're there doing that. They think because they're saving the world for Muslims or something. Tommy Robinson meltdown. Seen that the other night, getting clipped up, and now all his supporters are fucking doing it, man. All his supporters are out the cult. We Dablima, Matthew, I can't, Dablima, Matthew and all that. They're all jumping ship. And again, do you know what's destroyed the cult of Tommy Robinson? Jewball! And people think the Jews rule the world. See, if you ruled the fucking world, would you let your religion get used as a fucking political football worldwide to fucking annoy Nazis? Just would you let your religion get used as a political football? Anyway, I don't know, just a question. The cult of Tommy Robinson break up. I think that's wee Dablima's messages. We'll get into that. Let's start off with that. In fact, let me have a wee look at all these, because I didn't have time to file them. Back in the room, back in the room, back in the room. Back in the room, back in the room. Anyway, back in the room. See, the deep state Illuminati, social ex-social worker justice warriors must be loving this. Plisco must be happy that he got his fat pal Sparkle busted and sacked. I know I'd be happy if a wee windy licking bastard cost me my job. Maybe that's why nobody wants to hang around with Plisco anymore. I don't know. But hey ho, you make your bed, now lie in it. Who knows, you might even... Anyway, in the evening, one and all. Who cares? Maria, you gotta see her. Apple Charlotte, Creepy Crawl, Blazing Stars, Magic Magnets, in the evening, one and all. Pontiac, Blazing, Jodie Reed's in the house, how you doing? Catherine O'Connell. Deep State Illuminati. Yeah, right. Where are we? Catherine. DJ Rustler. Oh, it's funny. Fanny Jones. Bright 77. Apple Stewie. Thanks for joining. Devon, Richie. Richie wants you to vote Labour. Do what you want, man, but just make your own mind up. Just fucking whatever you do, make your own mind up. I don't know, I think that's important. Nobody's allowing you to do that. Everybody's out there telling you to tactically vote and all that. I've heard kids talking to their... So in the evening, one and all, let's go to the first port of call.
Just burst out crying. Now, I was sobbing.
Now, I would love to think this guy was genuine and legit. See if he was a real person talking from his heart. I'd have no problem with his politics. I mean, his politics is his business. What really fucking pisses me off about this prick is he was implanted in the truther fucking community way back when. to bring people over to his side of politics. And he was very successful for a long time, until Corbyn started getting into power, and then the penny dropped for everybody. Penny started to drop. And when the penny started to drop, everybody started to see exactly what they were, what he was, and dealing with it appropriately. I don't know. He lost. I don't think anybody really believes Chunky Mark is anything other than a Corbyn cockboy, to be honest. But hey ho. Let's see how much of a fit these fuckers can have during one live stream. Don't know. Do you think it's the ticker tape that's annoying them? I don't know if it's the ticker tape annoying them. Because he got his fat friend sacked and more of these are going. And the newspapers are very interested in social workers using their access to private files to bully and harass people for political purposes. Very interested. Anyway, let's get to Chunky Mark.
I see some homeless people earlier, and I just burst out crying. I was sobbing. I can't stop crying.
Mate, you better stop fucking walking around the streets then, because every city in the fucking major city in the UK is littered with homeless people. You must be like a fucking nervous wreck trying to walk down to McDonald's or something every 2 steps. Or you're just full of shite trying to fucking get people's heartstrings to get them to vote Labour. I don't know. You choose.
I've watched too many heartbreaking videos. I've been like on this screen looking at listening to stories. I'm a massive ball of emotion and I just want to explode.
Well, see, again, I would like to believe he's genuine and he's sitting there and he's affected like us all and emotionally riled up and he's so emotional that he wants to... But I don't... If you look who he is, look where he came from, right? He set himself up as a figure within the truth movement to propagate support for Labour and Jeremy Corbyn. And I don't know. I genuinely don't think this guy who stays in a very fucking plush house in a very plush part of London walks about crying every time he sees a homeless person. I fail to believe it.
We're like, 20 hours before the polls open tomorrow?
Yeah, and that's why you're faking. I can do it as well. I was walking down the street. Vote Corbyn, and I was walking down the street, and I really seen a homeless person. I vote Corbyn, I seen a homeless person, and I seen a wee boy on the fucking floor of the NHS. I mean, how disgusting can you get? The Jews are getting used as a political football. Muslims are getting used as a political football. Wee boys on the floor of a fucking hospital seeking treatment is getting used as a political football. Is nobody sick of it? I know everybody's sick of it, but...
Morning at 7. I'm going to go to Putney to see Fleur. I'm going to go Battersea to see Marsha. Then I'm going to go Croydon Central to see Sarah. We need this so bad. This country's been torn apart for 10 years. Tory austerities, our communities, libraries, centres shut down, everything stripped, and the rich have got richer. And now we've got Tory Brexit that's seen all of us at each other's throats, from snowflakes to gammons. The consequences of child poverty, elderly left to die alone, people dead after being found fit for work. And Boris Johnson. What a moral cowardice. Who couldn't look at a 4-year-old boy lying on a hospital floor?
See, like, you could fake the emotion, you could buy into him being fucking sympathetic for homeless people, but then when he drags out that the homeless, the boy on the hospital floor, these are designed, propagated political stunts to demonise one side or the other. Just like Corbyn and his anti-Semitic shit. Do you know what I mean? unbelievable. I'm just sick of the parlour tricks, to be honest. I can't stand liars, and even worse, political fucking liars who are deliberately manipulating people for political purposes. You wouldn't do that if you had respect for somebody and had that, like, you went, oh, you fellow human being, you make your own mind up here. You go and vote however you want. Nah, they're out there bullying and harassing and coercing people to vote for their guy because they know best.
Because there was no beds. He couldn't look at the picture. And today his press secretary, he was like, for fuck's sake. And Boris ran off and hid in a fridge. He ran away. No, right now.
I watched that this morning, and if you are like objective and unbiased, you can interpret these things different ways. And then when you see him, who, like, no doubt he's just a Corbyn cockboy, right? At least, like, nobody will convince me otherwise. I think it's very self-evident. You see him parroting the same shit that was on the BBC News this morning, all the same little stunts that are getting propagated just before the election, and we're meant to believe it's news. Meant to believe it's news. Do you not remember before the election was called? Did any cunt give a fuck about the NHS back then? No. It's like Jew ball. It's just getting used as a political football. But you get Jew ball, you get Muslim ball, you get NHS ball. You get dying kid or sick kid on the hospital floor ball. But he's real.
Right now, I'm okay. No, millions of people aren't. No, I'm voting for Labour for the homeless people that I see on the streets. For
the homeless! Vote Corbyn for the homeless!
Children are going to wake up on a B&B floor on Christmas Day morning. Every morning. 5,000 dead on trolleys in hospitals. The elderly, people in work poverty, queuing at food banks. Every time I leave the supermarket, there's like food banks. They're giving me lists. I just want a better world.
Fucking crampy, man. Too much time at the gym and doing too much yoga. Like a fucking ninja. I think that was one of the moves.
For everyone. People can be rich, but why do others have to suffer in pain? I'm voting for Labour for them.
BHS? Are you saying that real Richie? Do you mean the NHS or BHS? Do you mean the British Health Service? Or do you mean the department store? Richie, it is always a big deal. It is always a big deal, but now it's been politicised again. You know, and it's like both these fucking Labour and Conservative bastards, they never own up to their own track record. They just stand there and try and make themselves look good by pointing at the other side's shite record. But anyways, that's next on the cards. What was this? I can't remember what that was. Well, just a wee sort of a... Before I get to the Tommy stuff, this is still ongoing live. And there you have, like, Secret Sauces, I believe her name is, but I call her the Gollywog Moon. Just because she always has a fucking gollywog behind her. Although, seems to be missing now. But this is kind of like... Well, I don't know. Well, I'm sure that Mark Collette's a ex-BNP guy. And this is like your fracturing of the Tommy cult, you know. Now, please consider this for 1 second. I don't know if it's fucking happening or no, right? But just consider it and run it through your brain and use a bit of logic. Now, you're the infrastructure of the BNP. You want to you're Jim Dowson, let's say, you're a expert in marketing and demographics, and you're wondering how you turn gays, lesbians, leftists, or people that tend to not be your stereotypical fucking Sieg Hallen, baldy, fucking bigoted Nazi, right? You need those people. If you want to go and win power, you need those people to go and vote for you, right? Again, I don't think this is theory. I think this is fucking reality. So if you were an expert in marketing and demographics, would you not strategize a campaign of how to mobilize demographics that aren't in your voting pool, or your voting pool, into coming and voting for you? Now, I'm 38. I remember when, amongst, especially up here in Scotland and different areas of the UK, I'd argue this exists as well, but after Margaret Thatcher and the Conservatives and the Tories and what they were perceived to have done to Scotland and stuff, the hatred for them up here was unbelievable, right? And through that hatred of just one person, Margaret Thatcher, a lot of the demographics of Scotland moved to the left. And it wasn't because they particularly liked the left, it was because they hated Margaret Thatcher. And they're using these characters to mobilise demographics that otherwise wouldn't vote for them, to vote for them. Look at the Brexit Party. The Brexit Party is nothing more than the Conservative Party for Labour people that want Brexit. And there's a hell of a lot of smarter people out there than us, every single one of us, who are crunching these numbers, doing the demographics, political strategists, the whole shebang. And Jim Dawson and the far right would be one of these. And the characters we're witnessing here are subcults that have been brought up down under Tommy Robinson. So let's say you've got Secret Sauce's cult and you've got Tommy Robinson cult. One love foreskins, one hate foreskins, right? But all of them are nationalists. Does that make sense? So through making conservatism sexy and appealing to the youth, and the right wing of politics, through marketing online, they've managed to shift the Brexit vote is, again, proof of what I would argue, proof of what I'm saying. They managed to shift the demographics to an extent where people were worried about the far right coming to power in this country, because they managed to dress it up under, we're fighting paedophilia, we're just telling the truth, the deep state, they dressed it up under all their pish that they spew. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. Oh shit, what's that? Alright. I thought that was interesting just to see the fallout of the Tommy Robinson split. Now, people out there might be going, yay, woohoo, look, Tommy Robinson's cult is winning. No, they just fracture off, and more, and the group that's fractured over there will appeal to people that Tommy Robinson didn't, and Tommy Robinson will appeal to his people that he's always appealed to, and their goals will be to mobilise people to vote right-wing nationalist come all elections. Anyway, I digress. That's my conspiracy theory. Right, let's laugh at some conspiratard loonballs. Not just your regular plisco junkie ones. Right, so let's have a look at this genuine purge that's going to happen.
Voices. Is Donald Trump going to do something about this?
Alright, this is... Yep, the president is watching, baby. You know, I know the president just spends all day, and he's got nothing better to do. He spends all day and all night listening to every Looney Tune on YouTube that's wearing a fucking hat, taking orders. You remember he was going to tell you who killed JFK? Remember he told you he was going to fucking tell you who done 9/11? Remember he was going to stop vaccinations? Remember all the conspiratard shite that Trump used to get the demographics to vote for him?
Banned across many different social media platforms on the internet. Now my question is...
Oh, right, hold on. Let's get a bit of context. Right, this guy's freaking his tits because Owen Benjamin has got kicked off of YouTube. And rather than thinking it's this loon ball breaking all sorts of terms and conditions, because I think he's pretty much out and out just a fucking blatant Jew hater, they run to the pre-packaged conspiratard outcome of the purge. So the purge was meant to happen on the 10th. When did this... Why is that? I'm confused. I'm sure it tells you upload dates of a... Let me see. Do I need to do this? 3rd of December. So, 7 days early, they just decided, well, the purge is happening because they're changing terms and services, but the change in terms and services haven't happened yet, but now they're purging because one of their chicken little fucking motherfuckers has been kicked off. I mean, if you were on a platform trying to sell advertising to people who might be Jewish persuasion, do you want out and out just Jew hate on your platform? And people have the freedom to say whatever they want. YouTube, whether you agree or disagree, has the freedom to fucking give their services to whoever they want. But it's a public fucking forum. Oh, anyway, so Owen Benjamin get kicked off. It means the purge is starting early, even though there isn't a purge and it's a load of shite.
Talk about bitch.
I fail to think this ginger cunt is this stupid. Fail. Again, it's just Chicken Little, doomsayer, worst case scenario. I don't know what's happening, but let me implant in your head it's the deep state Illuminati purging us for our freedom of speech. In the meantime, go over to BitChute.
Shoot, because it's going to become absolutely essential.
He's referring to the purge, you know, the one that didn't happen. Again, fucking hell, man, I don't get that. I need to sort that out. 4th of December, this one.
For all of us very soon. There's a lot of people at the moment who believe that there's a huge purge imminent on YouTube.
Yeah, all conspirators who suck Trump's cock, anybody that used their brain to investigate this stuff. In fact, let me just go. Can I go straight to the money shot? Somehow survived the purge. Yeah, don't get it, man. I'm telling them the truth. Right, okay. Let's go to
channel where we'll
now, see if you're a YouTube creator and all that, you want to actually, like I don't know, first-hand evidence. You know, this journalist, ginger guy, he pretends to be a journalist. He can't even investigate the pish he's spewing before he spews it, because it just fits his worldview. We're under attack. Anyway, so here's the YouTube partner program setup, gaming policy updates, and more. So I'm trying to remember where this bit was.
Top creator news from the past month.
We'll try to keep these as short as possible.
But it was still too long.
On the creator blog linked below. On November 6th, we announced an update to our terms of service with the goal.
Now again, imagine. Now I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody in the conspirator world actually debunked themselves. So this is actually in the lexicon of the conspirator world. But they just refuse blankly to actually listening to YouTube explaining what's happening with this. Like,
of providing more transparency and making the terms easier to read. But we saw a lot of confusion around one clause in particular.
And propagandists love confusion. Confusion is the fog that creates fear in your mind.
Under the termination section that used the phrase commercially viable. Some of you were concerned that YouTube might terminate creators' accounts if they weren't making enough money. But this section doesn't mean that at all. Instead, it's about
all these people were, all these conspirators were lying to me. You must have it wrong. It can't be. It absolutely can't be. It doesn't make sense. I had 20 odd people from independent journalistic sources telling me it was the purge and the deep state were coming after my freedom of speech on the YouTubes.
Discontinuing certain features or parts of the YouTube service because they're outdated or have low usage. That's it for November. And don't forget...
Oh, wow. Explained in like 20 seconds. Directly from the monkey's mouth.
Terminate creators' accounts if they weren't making enough money. But this section doesn't mean that at all.
No, it doesn't.
Instead, it's about discontinuing certain features or parts of the YouTube service because they're outdated or have low usage.
Right? Which basically means YouTube are writing into terms and conditions they can take away and add what they like. Again, there'll be people still wrapping this up in deep state Illuminati conspirator shit when, I don't know, it just makes sense to me.
That's it.
That's it from the horse's mouth. Let's listen in to
YouTube
conspirators.
Because of this new terms of service that's due to be implemented later this month and very well could be a huge purge. YouTube is gradually
very well could be. Nibiru could be on the way as well. The Y2K could have happened. Alex Jones might not be full of shit. If to, probably up to, maybe coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's all ambiguous sales talk that doesn't nail you down to a fucking point. Anyway.
Yes. Viable platform to rely on. I mean, there's channels being removed without reason or warning, which is just, it's not sustainable in the long run.
Yeah, but if you go and look at the channels getting removed, you might see a pattern there. And if you look at all the channels that are getting shut down by the deep state Illuminati, and you look at the pattern, you might have a better idea of what's really going on. A better idea, not saying you fully understand it, a better idea of what's really going on, rather than running away and cowering in fear and just running at the pre-packaged purge shite that these motherfuckers are talking about.
Obviously, so we have to be prepared. But, you know, some of us have been preparing for this for quite a while, you know, promoting our presence on the likes of
Yep, well, we've been prepping, the new prepping, directing you to BitChute.
Gab and Minds and so
Save the world! The apocalypse is coming! You better go to BitChute and sub to my channel because the world is coming to an end.
so forth. And the site that's emerged as the most likely to challenge YouTube's dominance in the online video sharing market is BitChute. BitChute is becoming what YouTube used to be. It's growing at a huge rate, but it needs
more
investment
people.
if it's not only going to be able to support a huge influx of new users, but also operate as efficiently as YouTube. So, you know, YouTube is obviously polished. It's at a very high standard. It's got a lot of really great features.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people use it. You know, it's a really good product and service. It's not what it used to be, but I kind of understand why it's happened. And it's happened because every retard from the left and right has hijacked it to try and shove their political narrative down idiots' throats. And it's worked. Not only have they shoving it down idiots' throats, they've been shoving it down children's throats by using computer games. I'm just recording myself playing a computer game. It's just a coincidence that I'm talking about pro-Trump fucking talking points as I'm doing it. Anyway, bamboozles me, these people.
Going to recommend companies that we know have a long tradition of delivering reliable news.
Who's this?
Sounds like those
Oh, it's him again.
Sources.
It's him again.
Mr. Worf. Fire.
Why does everybody in the alt-right obsess about fucking Star Wars? Star Trek? My bad. If it's not Jedi this, it's fucking Star Trek that.
Infinity War was pretty epic too, but some cliffhangers are pretty shit, especially when it comes to, you know, dealing with them in the real world. Kind of like the
Do you understand those cliffhangers were made in a movie?
uncertain future facing YouTubers at the end of 2019. There's so many questions left unanswered.
No, the questions were answered by the YouTube team. They answered them straight away when conspirators started fucking typing to them on Twitter. Go and join their Twitter.
Especially when it comes to things like the rumored massive purge about to happen. When will it happen? Will it even happen at all? And who will be purged? What effect will the FTC's enforcement of COPPA have? That's the Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act, when that gets fully implemented across YouTube next year. Will channels get taken down? Will people actually get fined for it if they say their content is not made for kids, but the FTC believes that it is? Tune in next week, or rather in January. Actually, I've got more on all of that and where I think YouTube could be headed right after this. Time now for a word about today's sponsor, Vikings War of Clans. This phenomenal, massive multiplayer real-time strategy game has over 20...
Fucking hell, I'm letting his adverts going out there. Yeah, I'm independent media. Now go and buy this fucking app. Independent. No more independent than CNN sitting there trying to sell you fucking erection pills. Independent. Aye. Now, they might have had an argument at some point before YouTube cut the revenue streams. You know, when they could function on adverts from YouTube alone when you had no connection with the advertisers. But advertisers didn't like that because idiots like him are fucking advertising their product and he's a conspirator. Does he make their products look good enough to eat? Somehow, man, I survived the purge. Whoa, man. You know, there's going to be some copyright ass fucking motherfucking shit here, man. But I survived the purge, man.
A couple days ago, you were talking about how some people
they can't handle like God and the universe, and they just like.
Yeah, do you know that made up guy that fucking idiots? God, you know, not the God, not gods. The one that a book told you is God. Anyway, fucking hell.
They end up like curling up.
Yes.
I was just like I'm like that, and I wanted to know like what I should do to counter that or to stand up for myself.
Well, that's because
you gotta find God. You gotta go and repent. You gotta blow job Jesus.
Oh, God.
That's because the Holy Spirit.
Go and give the Holy Spirit a blowjob. Really loves that.
God's transmission is unable to fully penetrate. There's something blocking
That's a bit sexual. You want God's transmission to penetrate him?
that. You've got to pray for God.
Yeah, it might be your common sense to, like, I know, science over lunacy.
To remove that, and you've got to ask God, the real God of the universe, the real creator, and God knows who that is, to step in and to push the
I tried to talk about this earlier on. Well, in fact, I was going to say this earlier on, but I couldn't think of a way of explaining it. But not the Infowars Nightly News.
There's something blocked.
That's a bit. Is the only hangout in the world that will end up with less thumbs down than it gets during the show. Now, you have to be some sort of a OCD fucking windy licking bastard to sit there creating account after account after account after account after account just to come and thumb somebody down. You know, if somebody's doing that, you know that you've got their thumb up their arse. They're a glove puppet. Hello, I'm Junkie Plisco. Nobody wants to play with me anymore, so I'm going to thumbs you down. That will throw you. Thumb them down. Thumb them down. You know, it just goes to show that he's triggered. But anyway, that's enough about that. Let's get back to God.
The transmission blocking that away. You got to ask God into your heart and just keep praying that.
Told you.
And then you got to deal with what comes in the process of that, because the enemy.
Fuck's sake, he's going to let God's thoughts penetrate him, and then you have to deal with the cum. Fuck me. Okay, Alex, you had tranny porn in a few weeks, mate. You feeling a wee bit horny there? Joe Rogan was telling us you're off the booze. Good stuff. Anyway, so there's the purge that never was. That's why it never happened. Like the Y2K, like fucking Nibiru, like every retarded shit out there in conspiratard land. Not all of them. Oh, man, there must be some truths in them. But anyway. Right, Copperfield. COPPA is the thing that's getting put in place in the American jurisdiction, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's... Let's see how many he's kept up. Maybe he's removed that. Maybe V, the Romanian Jippo, has removed that because it's content created for children, aimed at children, using fucking, do you know those sexy cartoons, the Japanese fucking manga stuff or whatever? You know, with prepubescent looking girls with their tits popping out and all that. These were the thumbnails that V was using. So he's not aiming his right-wing videos at young fucking horny guys. No, he's just playing computer games and talking about how good Sargon of Akkad is 24/7. So, now, say you've got a kid out there under the age of 18, even under the age of 16, there's a high likelihood, like if they're into computer games and stuff, what's stopping them? There's no age restriction, there's no warning that this guy is of a particular political persuasion that possibly, in fact, most people wouldn't want their kids open up to little fucking alt-right BNP dangleberries that don't even know what they're doing, let alone a Romanian Jippo who talks more about American and British politics than he does his own and pretends that he's a nationalist. Doesn't make sense. He's a Romanian Jippo who makes content for the English-speaking world. Fuck off back to Transylvania, suck some blood. Anyway, so let me see if I can show you his thumbnails. So I understand this copper thing. I understand it. There you go. See, like, he's still using them. And, like, nothing against that, man. Everybody loves a wee bit of titillation, whether it's fucking cartoon or real. I don't get the cartoon shit. But anyway, each to their own. But he's playing computer games, getting fucking sexually suggestive manga stuff out, which I don't know, are adults into that stuff? Hopefully by the time you're an adult you can actually go and get some real poontang. You don't need to fucking look at fucking cartoon characters with big tits. But anyway, so it's very interesting to go and look at these people's content and ask yourself, can you see how this channel, if a kid came across it, now this kid might only like a computer game, he might not give a fuck about politics, but then he sees this guy, oh, he's got a funny voice, oh, he's for Romania, oh, I like the way he's playing this computer game, oh, I'm going to listen to his rantings. It's like PewDiePie. Nobody can see how PewDiePie is a massive influencer. So I'm sitting there just playing computer games, but if he's talking about the constant talking points of a political party, then it's nothing more than spewing out dogma. And I have no problem with PewDiePie. Fucking good luck to you, mate. But that's what I see him as. I think, like, people are unaware that guy's a heavy influencer. Anyway, so this is just all my Copperfield stuff. Oh, Jedi. Mixed in with a wee bit of alt-right, deep state Illuminati stuff. Let's play computer games. You know, and if you monitor these channels over a concerted period of time, what you'll find is, as YouTube's policies change, the content they do and do not put up and how they try and get through all the fucking checks and balances YouTube are now having to put in place to protect people on YouTube from political propagandists. We stay in the UK, see on the television and on the radio right now, they can't even mention the word politics. They would be weeped off. James Whale years ago got sacked from his job in Talk Sport, Talk Radio, Talk Sport, because he was talking politics around the time you're not allowed. But YouTube, and I would argue more youth today watch YouTube than watch terrestrial TV or radio, and thus they're still getting propagandized by idiots. Look at Chunky Mark, for example. Anyway, so come on, play some more computer games. What the fuck is this? Alright, anyway. Fucking jacking off to Talking with Teens number 5. Who wouldn't love an alt-right tune to the moon fucking ex-fucking smack and crackhead speaking to your children? They're not each to their own and all that, but can nobody see how this is getting inside the heads of little children? This guy spoke about it before. He loves YouTube. He loves YouTube because every now and again he gets to speak to some normies. Normies means anybody that isn't in the far right cult and haven't woke up to the deep state Illuminati that's going on around us. So, this content, for example, this would be aimed at teenagers because he's interviewing a teen. And teenagers, some of them are under the age of 16. And they shouldn't be watching fucking idiots with funny hats propagandising them into the alt-right cult. And I can see where YouTube and Copper are coming from. Jedi Fallen. Facebook mod, what the fuck? Right. So again, just streaming computer games for alt-right people. So he mixes in computer game streams with political commentary, and I know how you could. How the fuck can you turn a banana on a wall that got ate into the left are retards? Well, let's just listen to the Romanian Jippo. As if you can stomach his voice and the fact that he's like got a. I think he was too close to Chernobyl or something, or maybe Dracula fucking leached onto his neck earlier on because he's got some fucking something growing out of his fucking face.
Unfortunately, I witness it more and more. And I find it quite sad that there are some actual artists out there on the Twitter who draw absolutely gorgeous images. And they're not considered to be any famous. They're not getting any prestige for it. Not everyone can do what they do. But on the other side of the issue, you have someone that puts a banana on a wall.
What issue? What issue are you talking about? He's just created an issue out of fuck all.
And that costs $125,000.
Right, so the issue is somebody was stupid enough to buy it. Right, okay, so how's he going to turn this into left versus right politics? I mean, you would think a banana on the wall was non-political, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I don't know how people can justify it.
Well, I don't know if people need to justify it. Just, if you don't think a banana's worth 120 grand, don't pay 120 grand for a banana. If you're an idiot, if fools are easily parted for their money, and you want to buy a banana for 120 grand, batter in. How's this fit into the left-right paradigm?
I don't know why people defend this.
Who's defending it? A guy? Man, I'd fucking high-five the guy. I hear me fucking sold a banana, 120 grand. Woo! Kudos!
Because any person looks at this and they will be like, okay, this is trash. This is garbage. This is
It's a story to bring publicity to an art thing. Artist.
Way worth $120,000. But if you say that, you're going to get the critics, the moral facts that are like, oh no. It's not, you don't understand art. You just do not, you're not an artist, you do not understand this. How can you compare someone on the Twitter with this genius artist that, it's like, are these people for real?
Is this guy for real? You don't understand, he's creating this argument in his head and he's putting it out there as if it's a real argument. The only person that's arguing about a banana on the fucking wall is this twat from the Twatters.
Are these people legitimately serious when they're...
Is he a legitimate Jippo? Yes, he is.
...saying this? And I'll tell you something else. If you take a time machine and you do the exact same thing, like you put a banana on a wall, it's not going to cost $120,000.
Well, it depends when you do it. If you go back far enough before bananas were in the West, you might get somebody to pay $1 million for that.
Because the art industry has been co-opted by hacks.
Oh, so like, alright, so get it. So they somehow, some way, this guy's turning this into left versus right. Now, only in the mind of a backward retard conspiratard would you turn a banana into a wall into left versus right.
That's what it is, and it's a circle jerk where people promote their own friends, and when people...
Yeah, that's pretty much what artists do all the time.
...use this in order to launder money.
Alright, so it's turned into so the conspiracy is he's using a banana to launder money.
There are a lot of shitty paintings and shitty art where people are buying them so they can launder cash, so they can launder money. I know in my country there are...
My country. Well, nationalist. Why don't you talk about fucking can Romanians fucking afford bananas?
Criminals as well as shady politicians who invest a lot of money in art, that shit, because it's very easy to hide that wealth, to not have to disclose it. You know, you do a business and you make a lot of money and you want to get rid of them. You buy one of these shitty arts and then you sell it later on. And it's disgusting what's happening. And if I hear one...
I get where you're coming from, and art things does get used to launder money, but what you described there isn't that.
More person saying that art is subjective, I'm going to get an aneurysm. Like, listen, you moron, I'll tell you how art is objective, okay? These hands cannot do art. Anything that my hands touches turns to shit.
That's why his YouTube clips are so shite.
So if I can replicate what an artist does, it's shit. Do you understand? It's simple as that. I mean, I can't make it any more simpler.
Oh, you're going, eh?
And, like, this story exposes this entire industry. You have a performance artist which has stunned the crowd after he pulled a fucking 120,000 banana off a wall. And you know what's funny? You get leftists. You get leftists
how the fuck he brought a banana on the wall back to the leftists, the leftists, the leftists, the Antifa leftists. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Anything can mean anything if you're deep in a fucking rabbit hole.
That constantly complain about landowners, and they complain about things being too expensive and whatnot. Why aren't they complaining about art? Like this.
Why aren't they complaining about art? Why are you complaining about art, you fucking fart? Anyway, that just blew me away. You know, everything's a conspiracy if your fucking mind has been framed enough, man. Right, let's have a look. That's the murky troll swamp. Stay out the troll swamp, people. You'll get dirty. Right, so here's feckin' Freddy. New channel direction, bouncing around acting like a fucking sheriff on YouTube, bullying and harassing people. Need a new direction? Okay, feckin' Friday. You need a direction away from fucking Sparkle's strap-on that she banged you with, you fandan. That was just another one of Sparkle's little bitches. And here's OG Wan Kenobi. This guy's part of the Flow Destroyer social worker justice warrior network, who a lot of them will be losing their jobs soon once the investigation is concluded, which is fucking hilarious. So I hope you liked your jobs, hope you liked abusing your positions. Failed Truthers Fantasy Pirate Ship Cash Grab. So again, right, here's a guy telling you who to target. Right, now, I have no problem with people making videos and putting out their opinions and stuff, but they're part of a coordinated network who target these people. They don't just make a video going, I think he's a fanny. They make they in their wee secret rooms that you need to be in the know to get in, they all talk about who they're targeting. That's why you'll see them all targeting the same people. Through the Black, Titus Frost. You know that guy freaking Friday that was showing you? He targeted Titus Frost and random Rancer Ryan and all that. So you can see them coordinating their efforts to target people. Not just individuals having a problem with people and putting it out there on the YouTubes. Targeting them and using illegally obtained files to bully and harass people. It's not big. It's not clever. He's not doing anybody a service. I don't know. He's have made your bed, now lie on it. That's all I'm going to say. So it's mental midgets. And I mean this in a nice way, talking about this guy, right? It's like, I don't know. Everybody. I would argue he's not the deepest, more... Hello. The deepest outside the boxer thinker. You know? I believe he's a good guy, his heart's in the right place, all that jazz. I just don't think he's that smart. Donations or a scam on the working class. Now this is coming from a guy that's took money off of people to travel up and down the country to rallies where there's 10 to 50 other people live streaming it, you know? But hey ho.
Doing alright. Yes. I've just tried to get in on the stream. And the screen was black. And the stream kept ending.
Deep State Illuminati, I had that as well earlier, Red Pill Phil. But again, like, I don't know. It's just these characters that are able or put on a pedestal to present themselves as some air of authority. And they're not. They're mental midgets that have been tricked. Red Pill Phil being one of them. I humbly believe. Like, designer baby. Right. Now, take the genders of this couple away, right? They're just a couple that want a baby. Now, if you were, I don't know, I can only put myself in my position. If I was with somebody and we were going to have a baby and we couldn't do it biologically, I would go down the path of least resistance that would guarantee the procedure that would guarantee to the highest percentage that you'll get a healthy and happy baby, because that's what I wanted. But these folks didn't do that. They had the baby passed from one womb to the other, which I don't know about yous. There's got to be a degree of risk with that. I'm a fucking strange in perceiving that there is even the slightest risk of damaging the embryo, the baby, whatever, transferring it from one womb to the other, and it's not for medical purposes. It's for the reasons, well, it's designing the pregnancy. It's not, we're not quite at the stage where people are able to design the limbs and heads, the eyes and the hair and all that stuff. But under the disguise of gay couples having kids, we've now got... what is this? Let me see. London's Women Clinic. Now playing past past the embryo. And to me that doesn't seem like a couple who are trying to have a baby. It seems like a couple who are trying to virtue signal. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just my opinion. And hey ho, I hope their baby's healthy and happy. Free base Amy. Oh god. Now, I know it's just all too easy to just sit and laugh at this woman. I mean, she is batshit fucking crazy. But let's see if I can find it. Not Bar Amy. I just need one of them. You'll see from her face here, right? And like now, if you present this to Amy, and this is when you know that she's like a mental patient. You present this to her, she'll tell you it's fake news made up by the BBC in 2009. Even though you can go and verify this for as many independent sources as you want. Asbo suicide woman. I wonder why she didn't go with that one. I wonder why she went for based Amy. But anyway, so like a lot of these characters that get sucked into the cult, you would argue they've been mentally broke down at some point, have had a mental breakdown. Right, so let's have a wee look.
Do me a favour, don't wave that in my face, my love.
Oh, fuck. God, I had no idea that was going on. I thought I was having a bad trip there.
Don't eat too much. You need to be able to run. Catch some criminals, right? You need to be fit. There's a lot of crime going on in London. You've heard. A lot of people being stabbed. Oh, wait a minute. There was a stabbing just a little while ago, wasn't there, Constable? But no, you go around arresting people for telling people to have a great day. Telling somebody that's calling an MP a traitor and a chicken. Oh, arrest that person. Oh, that's me. Oh, and I've been convicted. And now I'm a candidate for Parliament, everybody. I'm a candidate for Parliament in the constituency of Broxtowe, and I'm not allowed to go there.
Right, now, back in the day before the internet, these people would just be left on the corner street ranting and raving their fucking lunacy and people would get on about their business. Now they can project this shit into fucking other loon balls up and down the country and make themselves into some wee kind of rock star. I want her to get elected. Fucking best shit show ever. Pretty sure she's banned from Parliament, so I wonder how that would work. God, how long's this? 16 minutes or no?
Thumbs up. Had a great weekend events.
This is unlawful. I'm being kidnapped.
Trust me, there's a lot more sniping behind the scenes to talk about.
For copyright purposes, I'll leave that where it is. Man, what's going on here? Play the game. God. Anyway, there's the independent candidate, who's better known as Asbo Suicide Woman. I think maybe that should be the party she joins. Maybe she start a Asbo Suicide Woman party. Right, that's enough of free base, mate. Alright, this was quite funny. Now, I'm no fan of Donald Trump, but I'm also not a fan of the people out there that are using every trick in the book just to smear the guy, right? Now, I don't know if you can tell what's happened at this NATO summit. The words went out, a wee nod, a wee wink. Get your fucking boom mics, I think they're called, or your directional mics. Get your extra long zoom lenses. Catch world leaders laughing at Trump, or talking about him, and then broadcast that back to him. I'm sorry, I just see this nothing more than a political stunt. Now, what they actually said, there was nothing too revealing, condemning, but the media made it into a big shitstorm. Anyway.
Prime Minister, this morning when you approached President Trump before the meeting, did you apologize to him for your remarks last night at Buckingham Palace? And if so, what was his response?
Last night I made a reference to the fact that there was an unscheduled press conference.
UK : you can't delete the thumbs down, but what will happen, and what, mark my words, right? It always happens. The YouTube can detect that it's all coming from the same source, and will delete all those accounts. They'll get fucking shut down for spamming and stuff. So the YouTube account, need a Google account, and Google will monitor your account for spamming and stuff. And you delete it and the thumbs down will disappear. So, but my feelings are really hurt that one or two people sat there and wasted their time setting up 38 different accounts. Anyway.
Conference before my meeting with President Trump, and I was happy to take part of it. But it was certainly notable, and I've had a number of good conversations with the President over the course of this day and yesterday. We were all surprised and I think pleased to learn that the next G7 will be at Camp David. I think that was an unscheduled announcement, and I think everyone's team, every different leader has teams who every now and then have their jaws drop at unscheduled surprises, like that video itself, for example.
It's all part of the ex-social workers, social worker justice warrior cult. Charlotte, I was just responding to you. Here's Bobo Johnson, this was quite funny. Now, NATO summit, start of the NATO summit, you get a press conference for Trump. And what's the thing that all the press are obsessing on?
Pictured in this Buckingham Palace reception with Prime Minister Trudeau and others apparently having a joke, maybe at Mr. Trump's expense. Do you not take President Trump seriously?
They weren't joking, they were laughing that he pulled fucking 40 minutes out his arse. Are you worried that nobody takes you seriously when this isn't even a real question?
That's complete nonsense, and I don't know where that's come from.
Go and watch the video yourself and see whether it looked like to you that Boris Johnson were making jokes about and laughing at Trump. It just didn't happen.
Tom Newton down to the sun.
Thank you, Prime Minister. 9 NATO countries are now meeting the 2% target. 11, though, still have absolutely no plans to meet it. Are you disappointed? And what did you say to those 11 countries who still have no intent of hitting the target? And may I also ask, President Trump has just said that everybody he's spoken to so far here will not go forward with Huawei building their 5G networks. He spoke.
No. This is nothing to do. 5G's a direct energy weapon put here by the deep state Illuminati. Now, do you know what? I cannot wait for the months and years to come as 5G gets rolled out and people aren't dropping down dead left, right, and centre. And I'm going to make clips about it, and there'll people that will still go, but Max Egan told me, David Egg told me, the UK column told me it's going to kill us. They had a man in a white coat with something written down in a bit of paper. Anyway, and the amount of people that just can't handle fucking me thinking that, knowing that the 5G fear is geopolitically and economically motivated rather than it's a direct energy weapon sent down by the Illuminati.
To you about it in number 10 last night in your very small bilat. Is that what you told him, or you decided not to go ahead with Huawei?
Well, on the other countries that are not meeting their 2%, actually there's a large measure of determination to do it. And
anyway, there's your 5G fear explained, but nobody's listening. I'd rather listen to Max Egan. False flag.
Yeah, someone in the chat's called us the alt-late.
Now, here's Dangerfield, the lovely guy that's now started up shows on his channel talking to teens. So here's a full-up, paid-up member of the alt-right propagandising young children. Grooming children politically. I know saying that's very charged, very charged statement now, but that's what Dangerfield and V, that's what I humbly believe they're using, because his video talking to teens, that will get teens in, and V's videos with the computer games will get younger people into, and then all they do is talk about one paradigm of fucking politics. Anyway, and I don't know if you know any of these characters, but happiness. Right, so Friday the 13th.
And the
day of action.
On the weekend starting Friday the 13th, there's going to be demonstrations in London. And they're going to be covering various topics. I know the other veterans, the veterans community are going to be out there in force. As far as I know, they're going to be protesting about the malicious prosecution of Northern Ireland veterans and other veterans, including now Iraq veterans, or the malicious allegations made against veterans of the Iraq War. There's also going to be demonstrations about the...
What he's saying is, like, some of the crimes that may or may not have been committed by Western Army personnel in Iraq and all that, they shouldn't be... The people that committed or didn't commit these crimes or non-crimes shouldn't be held accountable. But all good, mate.
Shocking betrayal of the people of Northern Ireland by...
I thought you were an English patriot. It's mental how you're fucking so obsessed about Northern Ireland, but makes perfect sense to me. Anyway, Friday the 13th, people. God. Man, I stopped watching this guy for... I stopped watching this guy for a while, and then I turned his fucking channel back on. I'm like, my lord. I mean, the sensationalised fucking bullshit this guy's pumping out is unfucking believable. See if I can even find his channel. See, fucking hell. Can it? Why is YouTube search? Why did fucking stuff not let us not work anymore? Right, let's go to his channel. He's trying to punt you Bitcoin there. Now, if you want to know how fraudulent, full of shit and fickle, and if you've watched this guy throughout the years, which I have, or touched base with him throughout the years, he's rebranded himself fucking more times than I can remember. And every rebranding's been about moving towards a money-making model. So let's have a wee look. I can show you what that was saying, can't I? The sky is falling. Breaking! This is collapsing. Major event. Urgent. Right? This major event, whatever was broken or killing us or something, it's happened and went away so much. And it was such a fucking unbelievable event that I had to delete the video about it. UK government stealing from Americans. The future is totalitarianism. Millions of Americans at risk. My #1 secret to improve health. No doubt he'll be selling you some boner pills or something, just like Alex Jones. So that's a few of the chicken little characters that you'll come across on YouTube. Jubal.
Why will the Labour Party never deal with the issue of anti-Semitism?
Why is an English patriot who's obsessed about Northern Ireland can't stop talking about Jews?
Took Jeremy Corbyn a long time to confess his sin of anti-Semitism. It took the delightful fluttering eyelashes of Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield to persuade.
Are you saying Philip Schofield's got delightful flushing eyelashes? You gay bastard.
Jeremy Corbyn that he was mistaken in not apologising for the anti-Semitism within his own party. But why is there anti-Semitism within the Labour Party?
Why?
First of all,
there's probably some anti-Semitism in every party because typically they're made up of fucking broad spectrums of people and you'll get a wee bit of Jew hate everywhere.
The minor reason is the visceral hatred that the left have of Israel. And whatever way you dress it up, anybody that knows the history of Israel knows the connection between the Jewish people and the land of Israel going...
It might not just be fucking old stories, you know, so basically, like, if you can prove that you were there first, but hold on, the Jews weren't in Israel first, because I'm sure the Jews came from Egypt. Wouldn't that make the Jewish fucking homeland Egypt? Right? Or is it just who can lay the best claim to that area of the world?
Going back over 3,000 years, possibly 4,000 years, anybody who knows that history will know that the Jewish people and the land of Israel are completely inseparable, especially after the Holocaust and what happened in Western Europe in the 1930s and the 1940s. But the Labour Party and the far left have forgotten this, and they see the Israelis and the Jewish people living in Israel.
They forgot this. Well, that's because it fucking happened thousands of years ago, you know, people tend to forget this shit. What's a wee bit fresher in the memory is the setting up of the state of Israel and them using genocide and ethnic cleansing to claim that area of the world. It's undeniable. Whether you're a fan of it or not, this shit goes on many different places. The exact, you know, he's so obsessed about Northern Ireland. See the model that was used hundreds of years ago to claim a stronghold in Ireland and make the citizens of that area loyal to a T. The exact same model is getting used in Israel. The only difference is they use the Christians in Northern Ireland and they use the Jews in Judonia. Hey, same model, different areas of the world. And this model was rolled out, in my humble opinion, with the same people. Lord Rothschild, man of the city of London, Northern Ireland. That area was promised to the guilds of the City of London by Cromwell to pay for his conquests. Coming from the exact same source.
As colonial occupiers and oppressors of a downtrodden group of people, i.e. the Palestinians. That's what the Labour Party think about Israel, and that in itself, hatred of Israel, is in itself anti-Semitism.
Boom! That could be the most murderous. Remember, a country typically doesn't have a religion. Israel would say that they're multicultural. It's not just a fucking Jewish supremacist state. But apparently having a problem with the country is racist or anti-Semitic now.
And anybody that really knows the history of Israel.
Yeah, if you've read your Bible and if you've sat in front of your pastor enough, you really know the history of Israel.
Avi Yemeni, who's part of TR News.
Now, this is an old Tommy Robinson fan that's now out the cult because of Tommy loving the Jews.
According to various sources within TR News, Avi Yemeni is in charge. I'm not sure of the exact department within TR News, but according to, I think it's either Shazia Hobbs or Simon Harris, Avi is in charge of a certain specific department within TR News. He gets to say who can say what and who cannot say what. Avi is on record, Avi is on the public record as saying when he was in the Israeli army, the Israeli Defense Force, he shot and killed some Palestinians who were, in Avi's words, attacking Israel. In Avi's words, they were terrorists, so he shot them. He says he was a marksman. That was, yeah, he talks about it in detail. So within Team Tommy, you have someone who was a marksman for the Israeli Defense Force who killed Palestinians. You have Avi, I'm describing Avi, you have Avi who has that background, who was also raised in an Orthodox Jewish family. It's Avi who decides who can say what and who cannot say what.
So basically, long story short, Jew Ball has been used to take him out the cult of Tommy Robinson. But ultimately, the people that have set this guy down his path have used either people's pro or anti-Jewish stance to mobilise you into nationalism. You know, the people that are trying to get you to vote far right and for nationalistic fucking policies and stuff, they don't give a flying fuck if you love or hate the Jews. They just want you down at the ballot box, putting your X where they're telling you to do it.
So that's just one example of why I say Team Tommy Robinson and Team Tommy promotes a Zionist agenda.
I mean, like, why is this guy making a video about this now? It was like 4 or 5 years ago. And remember, Tommy Robinson was affiliated with the BNP back in the day when Jim Dawson and Nick Griffin were at their height. And it was around this time that Tommy Robinson seemed to splinter off from them. I believe he didn't splinter off. He was sent out on a mission to mobilise every gay, lesbian, transsexual, fucking windy liquor they could to become far right. You know, I've met these people in real life. You know, like gay people you'll speak to who are supporting Tommy Robinson and that, and you're like, how can you support Nazis? And then they just go down, well, favouring through the Muslims. And all other parlour tricks that they use. That was Jubal. Maria. Here's the own Schroyer.
Here is how the committee will proceed for this hearing. I will make an opening statement, and then I will recognize the ranking member for an opening statement. After that, we will hear 2 sets of presentations. We will hear 30-minute opening arguments from counsels for the majority and the minority of this committee.
Jerry Nadler and the
Democrat Party are committing treason against this country. And you can kick me out, but he's the one committing crimes. You are, Jerry Nadler. You're the one committing treason. America's done with this. America's sick of the treason committed by the Democrat Party. We're not going to sit here and watch you run an impeachment scheme and remove our vote. We voted for Donald Trump, and they're simply removing it because they don't like him. Americans are sick of your impeachment scandal. They're sick of the Democrat treason. We know who committed the crimes, and it wasn't Trump. Trump is innocent.
Big bunch of crooks calling each other fake news. So that was Infowars in the house. Let's see what else I've got on the cards. Right, so let's start doing Tommy's cockboy stuff. And if I move it all up here, it will make it a wee bit easier for me. How does it feel to be on your own with no direction of home? Anyway, being Tommy Robinson's cockboy pays the bills, man. Right, so you've got Tommy Robinson's fan cult members who donated millions of pounds to him now complaining that he took those millions of pounds and bought shit with it because he was only meant to take the money and fight the Muslims, and now they hate the Jews so much they want their money back. And here's Count Spunkula. Completed all verification checks of the law firm who will be acting as beneficiary of the money, and the funds have now been transferred into their account. Not a penny of the money has been touched by my own personal accounts. Email address has been redacted. So great. Hundreds of thousands of pounds going where? And let's not forget, God only knows how much this dude is making for super chats and YouTube. And apparently I've been led to believe he's now trying to rebrand himself away from Tommy Robinson, you know? Tommy Robinson's fucking so toxic now, everybody has to rebrand away from them. And he's trying to make up the pitiful excuse, he needed... I think that stunt with the pug was all coordinated and contrived. I mean, it was ridiculous Police Force Scotland acting on it in the first place, wasn't it? What the fuck? And then it was ridiculous him fighting it. The whole scenario. And, I don't know. I don't put it by Jim Dawson to create a little PR stunt by a Nazi pug. Get his pals and the cops to act upon it. To create a media storm. Which it did. Now, I witnessed this with my own eyes. The amount of people I seen up this neck of the wood that were down there supporting Tommy fucking Robinson at Count Spunkula's trial. Unfucking believable. That was an epiphany moment. That's when I fucking understood how that guy's in a cult. Anyway, so... Oh, here's Danny Tomo and... Oh, this is the trailer for the documentary that everybody is beeling about because, I don't know, it's pro-Jew or something. But check out the cinematics in that, man. Being Tommy Robinson pays the bills.
Just round the corner from where I am, Labour supporters are gathered.
Now, this has all been done, people. I mean, do you ever remember Candid Camera, Beadle's About... and the weird thing is, he tries to do this to make it damning. All I hear is reasonable people offering up reasonable explanations how Jeremy Corbyn isn't anti-Semitic because he spoke to Hamas. You know, and again, it's just part of the Jew ball. You either love the Jew or you hate the Jew, and whether you love or hate the Jew will determine who you vote for.
I have donated thousands of pounds.
Yep. Sounds like it, no offence mate, but it does sound like it.
To those around Tommy Robinson, not to TR News directly, or to Tommy, but to Tommy's close colleagues.
thousands, there must be hundreds if not thousands of people like him that bought in so much. Oh man, only that guy's own bank accounts could tell you how much he's fucking made for this whole scam. Anyway. Next. Tip of the far right iceberg.
Jihadis on the loose, just been released from jail, nobody looking at them, they shouldn't be out of jail, they think they should be hanging from a rope. What did they do? They got up London and they killed 2 people, 2 mad lefty liberals who were trying to help them. You won't believe what I've got to tell you in this story. Watch the Temple Report and I'll give you the full 9 yards.
And if you watch this whole video, what you'll see is because the people that were murdered are perceived to be lefty liberals, he genuinely doesn't give a flying fuck about them getting killed. And he hopes that when they were lying there, arriving in pain in the stab wounds and dying like a dog on the street, he hopes that they repented to God and made up for their sins. This is one sick fucking puppy. But if you want some cool swords, axes or shields, get in touch with the Knights Templar. But I'm alleged to believe that you can get similar quality, if not better quality, for far cheaper. It might not have Knights Templar. In fact, you can get Knights Templar shit that isn't from Jim Dawson. Anyway, there's the tip of the spear of the far right. Let's look at this other Scottish doorface bastard.
Namely, much broad. Oh, you've all heard of it. Good. Hope not hate.
Right, now, go and look, to understand the sides that are fighting here, you have to understand who Hope Not Hate is, where they came from, and who they were set up to counter. It was basically the BNP. And that's why you understand that Hope Not Hate has become the target of all the alt-right morons. Because whether they know it or not, they're monkeys, dancing monkeys for the fucking BNP infrastructure. Jim Dawson, Nick Griffin, and whoever else is behind them.
Oh, you've all heard of it. Good.
Yeah, you've turned up to an alt-right rally. They all hate Hope Not Hate. They've been programmed tuned to the moon. They all know that they're bad. Because you and Tommy Robinson told them so.
I was going to say, because I don't like, I would rather, it seems a bit rude to be speaking about a British organisation outside of Britain. However, they do affect people in other countries as well. And they interfere with things in quite, all over Europe, really, certainly all over Western Europe. They tried to interfere with something in Estonia and it didn't work.
You know, when I first heard that, I thought he said Estonia. Chad just commenting on the chat. I would suspect that probably isn't. Oh my god, what the fuck? Maybe it is. But if you notice, these daft asses that continuously make fucking new channels just to come in and thumbs down. How long do you think it takes to make a channel? But a minute. 57, that's like fucking almost an hour of some sad sack's fucking life. Probably more. They've spent watching somebody apparently they don't like. And thumbsing it down. It says more about them than it does me. But hey ho. And who knows, maybe it is him. I would suspect not. But I don't know. Onwards and upwards.
But anyway. So they've also recently established a branch in America. So they are, you could say, an international threat to our movement.
International threat to our movement. Right, so if he's right here and the Hope Not Hate are a threat to their movement is the BNP. I mean, read between the lines, folks. Understand where these people are coming from, who they are. Not just the, fuck, I'm a patriot, I'm a this, I'm a that. Bullshit.
We'll begin. Hope Not Hate was founded in 2004 by Nick Lowles, who was a former associate producer on the BBC's Panorama programme. I think some of you will have heard of that.
So, hold on. Let me just...
2004 by Nick Lowles, who was a former associate producer on the BBC's Panorama programme. I think some of you will have heard of that recently.
Hold on, I missed a bit that's important.
You could say an international threat to our movement. All right, so we'll begin. Hope Not Hate was founded in 2004 by Nick Lowles, who was a former associate producer on the BBC's Panorama programme. I think some of you will have heard of that recently.
Yeah, because of Tommy Robinson.
He has been involved with Panorama since at least 2000, and I think that's the basis for why Hope Not Hate today is trusted implicitly by the BBC, as we saw with Tommy Robinson's Panodrama debacle. There is a relationship between Hope Not Hate and the BBC, which I think goes back to his involvement with the BBC a long time ago. Hope Not Hate began in 2004 as an offshoot of the Jewish activist organisation Searchlight, and it was dedicated to campaigning against and researching extremism. Initially...
So, hold on. Why would Hope Not Hate have a problem with Tommy the Jew Lover Robinson? That doesn't make sense.
Hope Not Hate set itself against...
Unless there's other people out there like me that can see the wood for the trees and see that what these folks really are.
Against the British National Party, the BNP. And one of their activists, Dan Hodges, wrote that during this period, it was no-holds-barred, bare-knuckle PR. We used every dirty, underhand, low-down, unscrupulous trick in the book in order to defeat the BNP.
Tells you who these opposing groups are, where they come from, what ideology they're trying to propagate, while pointing at the other and saying, they're wankers, we're good. And here's fucking millennial woes. I mean, he does, well, he is actually depressed, I think he admitted that, but he does come across as a dour-faced fucking Scottish twat, but hey ho, each to their own. So, but he's just an independent journalist. It's independently motivated. A lot of people be coming into BNP circles. What's there not to love? And here's the Irish Tommy Robinson. First came across this guy on Jim Dawson's channel? Oh, I can't tell. But anyway, I first came across him in an interview on Jim Dawson, which led me to his YouTube channel. I kept an eye on it, and it's basically the Irish BNP. And again, I'm trying to remember. That's a guy's name who I recently came across. And funnily enough, we were talking about Owen Benjamin earlier on. First time I came across Michael Jones was an Owen Benjamin clip. They were talking about fucking Lagos or some shite. So again, the circle's complete. They're all the same people talking to the same folk, parroting the same pish, pretending to be independent. Anywho's... Danny loves Trump. The best for last. Oh god, he's fucking removed it. Let's see if we can see.
We love Trump! And I'm here to make sure that someone shows they love Trump.
There's some Trump love. TR News. I thought it would have surprised me if it wasn't RT.
Take your right-wing scum off our street! Right-wing scum off our street!
Head of Antifa.
Right-wing scum off our street!
This guy's the head of Antifa.
Now, absolute definition of agent provocateur. Somebody for the opposing side, infiltrating the other side, protesting, and then try and poke them with a stick.
Recognise his face. Recognise his face. Recognise his face. Recognise his face. This guy has been. Oh, Danny Tom over there! Oh, Danny Tom over there!
Hey, Danny, what are you going to do, Danny? What are you going to do, Danny?
Right, now... Bunch of idiots turning up for a fight, then they end up fighting and trying to lay the blame at each other.
What are you going to do to me, Danny? Nothing. What are you going to do? What's all this shit you're talking about Twitter? Huh? You stink. You know so do you. So do you. You smell.
You stink. No, you... Look, this is literally the level it's at. You stink. No, you stink. No, you stink. My daddy's bigger than your daddy.
So, what are you here for? Yeah, what am I here for? What are you here for? Look at your little few boys over there, Danny. You know this is Danny Thomas. A fascist little cares. They don't care. Tommy Robinson's bodyguard. Look at him. Bodyguard. Bodyguard. The only thing you can do is throw side soccer punches. That's it. Nothing else.
It's kind of funny because he then goes on to throw a sucker punch.
Danny Thomas, you used to. And what's that shit you were doing on Twitter? Going, you're going to do all sorts to me. You're going to do a citizen's arrested. You can't even spell, can you? Huh? You can't spell. You can't spell, can you? All you do is lap.
Imagine holding against a man his inability to spell. Terrible.
No, no, I'm on my own. 1 minute, I'm on my own. Now you're about the NHS. Yeah, one day no, Danny. I'm with Antifa. All right, Danny. Listen, Danny, the cowardly puke. Danny, the puke.
The puke?
Stick me on Twitter, Danny. You're on Twitter. You're live on Twitter. Yeah, good. I'm live. Good. Danny, all you got to do is come to me one day on your own without sucker punching. Remember, behind punches ain't allowed. Okay? Yeah, that's you. And Tommy. Remember Portsmouth FC. No. Listen, lads. Where's Danny Tom? Will you remove me?
He's a journalist. He's interviewing him. I don't know about you. That looks like a journalistic interview to me.
That's Tommy Robinson. He's said to me, as long as I don't cause no hassle, listen, and with the phone, I'll walk away from That's it, bodyguard. That's bodyguard, I'll walk away from him. And he's So, sorry mate, what was that? You accidentally pushed into me. No, I didn't. You did, mate, you accidentally pushed into me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, mate?
Oh, Lord. Let's see if we can get a better angle of it. I'm sure that must be out there in the ether, eh? Is this it?
Morning.
Oh, no, this
is action. Self-defense.
Nobody was really defending anybody.
Welcome back, my name's Thomas Yuri and this is a...
I mean... If he's got any real friends and all that out there, they should maybe suggest to him, like, listen, see when you're doped up to the nines, man. It's not really like you don't need to be ashamed of it or anything, but it's probably no best idea doing videos. I don't know. Maybe I find them fucking hilarious, to be honest, but
the impromptu version of Zero News. First, before I start, nice fucking punch, Danny boy. That's the Danny Tomo. I hate Telegram, I hate WhatsApp, I hate social media, and I'm not really a group person. The only time I'm a group person is when I'm out doing demos, and I really enjoy being with you guys. As you
know, Hitler was a bit like that. He didn't like groups and all that. He only ever felt good in a group when he was with his Nazis. Well, there you go, Zero News. That's something you and Hitler have in common.
You can see, once again, the political landscape is changing. Everyone has the right to do that. Chris from what was TR Talk has made a shift, and I'm saying this the politically correct way. He's made a shift, he's made a decision, he's allowed to have his opinion. However,
Jew ball, do you love or hate the Jew? There's only one way to decide.
I just wanted to say that losing Chris from Tommy's
cult. What do you call it? What do you call everybody that blindly follows Tommy, and then when they say they don't like Tommy, everybody else doesn't like them? What would you call a big massive group like that? Oh, a cult. I think that's very apt. Very apt.
Support group network, if you want to call it that. It's not a loss. Sorry, Chris, if you're watching, but you're not.
Sorry, Chris, you're a wanker. I loved you when you liked Tommy. Right, I loved you when you liked Tommy. See now you don't love Tommy. I don't like you. You're nothing. You know what that means? It's like a bit like the Truther cult. It's like any cult. The second you go like that, right? Listen, I actually think that guy's brainwashing us and shit. then all the cult followers turn on you. You're wrong. You've done something. Maybe it's true, right? Maybe the deep state Illuminati Jews got to us or something. I don't know. But maybe it's more. Maybe it's the penny dropping for more and more people that they're in a cult, right? They aren't fighting for the cause that they think they're fighting. They think they're fighting Muslim paedophile gangs or some shit. When all they are have turned themselves into the old infrastructure of the BMP's foot soldiers.
As the points that I gave you the other day, when we were talking in private, they stand. So, but it's not about Chris, because Chris is actually irrelevant. When Secret Sources was trying to approach me, and a lot of people didn't want me talking to her because you all thought I'd be seduced by the dark side of the Force. No. That particular ability only works on the weak-minded. Oh.
Mate, no offence, you're doped up to the eyeballs on all sorts of stuff. I know you don't think it. I know you're hard to perceive this, but it's like somebody full of Valium. You're not fully in control. You think you're at the driving seat. Hey, woo! But you're not. Your impulse control goes down to fucking nata zip zero. And then, like, if you've got no impulse control, people can control you by your impulses. That's the word I'm looking for. By your natural reactions. You know, if you're not thinking about anything and you're just reacting. Somebody puts something in front of you that you perceive as an enemy. Like, you're not thinking. You're like, somebody put this person in front of me to make me want to go and hate them and hit them.
Can you think of anyone when I say that? So, yeah. What they're doing is they're recycling old Zionist theories that have been around for years, around Tommy and everything else, and it's all come back.
I mean, did any of them see the guy standing there with a button saying, I'm a Zionist? Do you know who the fuck? Oh my god. You got to be doped up to the nines to fucking, like, forget all this stuff.
And the British fucking, the pure pro-white people, that are hardcore, and what some people call the far right, are in this. And the moment Chris did his video, and again, it's not about Chris, the moment Chris did his video, there was Dion there, the way she was with me when she thought, because I was talking about the demographics of the country, because there is an issue. I would agree with that. There is an issue with the demographics for immigration, because they're forcing things in.
Right, and this is how they suck you down the route of white supremacy, and they can't all see it. They're breeding the white people out. Here, mate, go and shag a white woman. Go and rock up, find the whitest woman you fucking can, and pump the life out of her, spewing out millions of sprogs. Boom, job's a good chin.
Like Islam. So I've got a problem with the Vatican. I've got a problem with anything that's corrupt.
Apart from Tommy Robinson.
What I will say is this. Tommy has got the support of me and many, many other people still. We are in trouble, not because of Chris. Again, it's not that. He's inconsequential. But there's lots of other things going on as well. Brutes waking up. And when I saw everyone getting on Telegram and creating about 8,000 groups and then inviting every single person to the same groups, I knew there was going to be trouble. So it was...
Everybody's dueling for the limelight.
Is nothing's really changed. We are becoming fragmented in as much as we are... Look, we're losing. I know a lot of people, you don't want to hear that. We're losing. Right? And we have been for a while.
Are you saying you're a loser, Zero News? That's out of order. Wait till the meds kick in.
It's not about supporting Tommy. It's what I was talking about.
Might perk up a little.
And do things for ourselves. I've said I will go. I'll even fucking try in the future and try and put on demos, or at least support the demos that are happening to bring numbers. I can't bring many, but I'm growing, and I'll be able to do stuff like that. Tommy's got my support. He's got many of your support. Danny's got my support. Tracy's.
There's a clip on his channel that seems to be missing. I think. Share the risk, people. Storm's fury. Right, what was it? Right, what was that one I watched? Is it this one here, maybe? Alright, it's got to be that one. Watched it, and then...
How? And then, whilst I'm on a little run off the street, think that this... Okay?
Oh man, there was one where he was talking about his medication and all that. They're my favourite ones. Must have deleted it. It must have came down off his meds and then went back and deleted it. I haven't watched any of those. Is it this? No. I watched that one. Let's just try this one, see if it is it. Oh, an hour. It's got to be some serious stuff.
In reality, just argued over things that seem silly because we were both like, you saw how in tune we were. Yeah. Why and nor did she, and it's a real shame because I really liked her. Yeah. We were a good couple, weren't we?
Yeah, sorry, irrelevant. I don't know who they're talking about, but it's the dismantling of the cult of Tommy Robinson, which you may think is a good thing. But they've used, they created talking heads of Tommy Robinson, of Paul Golden, of Jim Dawson, all the talking heads that are out there to mobilise different demographics. They've even managed to mobilise gay people to become fucking Zeke Allen Nazis. Very successfully, I would add. Alrighty, boob tubes. That's 10 bells. A good a time as any. In the evening, one and all, thanks for joining. Make sure you thumbs it up, share it with your, or thumbs it down if you're a junkie. Thumbs it up, share it with your friends, family, foes, help the channel and the show grow. Remember what I do here, digital basking. It's all available, accessible, free of charge. Going to do such a good job you'll find value in what I do and use your spare change, not your life savings, on the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. Say hi to everybody in the chat, then I will get out of here. Man, I think that was bang on the button when like it's Plisco stumpy fingers. I wonder if they've got, what do you call them, macros or something? I wonder if that's what they do and they think they're all like fucking Inspector Gadget. Oh here, use this macro. I can create a fucking YouTube channel in 30 seconds. Great, it doesn't stop you being a fucking walloper and getting your comeuppance in real life. Real life consequences. Maria, Bright, Apple, a Blazing, Magic Magnets. Everybody loves a magic magnet. Bright, the artist formerly known as Tony the Dot. Maria, Creepy Crawl, Hugh, and the evening guys and girls. Vladimir, how you doing, buddy? Who cares? Cha, Blazing, Maria, and cause I refreshed, that's all it's given me. So thanks for tuning in, one and all. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember, the original, the OG baby, not the Infowars Nightly News, the original alternative look at the so-called alternative media. Skeptical with the spectics. Skeptical with the spectacles about the so-called skeptics and watching the motherfucking so-called watchmen, no matter who they are, even if they are social worker, just ex-social worker justice warriors who used to like their career. They'll never get employed again. But that's what happens when you that's what happens when you abuse the position of your employment. And all these computer systems have anybody that goes and access all this stuff, fingerprints all over them. So I suggest anybody that's getting trolled to that extent, go to the I know everybody's a fucking conspiracy person, so they think it's fucking collaborating with the deep state. Go to the places, the departments that you know the information's came from. They've not hacked you, they're not hacking into your computer. Probably try all that shit just to gaslight you and stuff. They're using their wee network of social workers and other fucking governmental goons to access private information. Every time they do that, they have a fingerprint on it. Go to the police and the departments where the information's coming from. Make sure you do both. Even a wee sprinkle on top, your local MP and the papers. Because social workers illegally accessing files to bully and harass people online is quite an interesting story. The police take breach of data protection very seriously as well. And the beautiful thing about this, the police can investigate this. You know, trolls saying shit to you online, hiding behind IP addresses. Cops can't really do much. Breaching data protection using secure networks and computer systems. Very easily investigatable. And not only that, the police can go into that and go, right, hold on, there's an actual crime and we'll have the proof that there's a crime getting committed here. Straight to jail. I don't know if Lady Sparkle will get jailed for this. She'll certainly get charged. Whether she actually goes and does some bird and all that, who knows? But she knows cunts for the jail. She'll be alright, but she won't work again. And hopefully more of these idiots that have been helping her out, thinking they're saving the world by illegally sharing files about people. Well, you're going to get a fucking massive wake-up call. That's even if you get woke up before it happens. Anyway, so thanks for joining, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Tune in next Monday and Tuesday. Oh, hold on, the world would have ended by then. We'd have had a general election and then the nuclear bombs would have went thrown, right? But if the world's still here, according to all the fucking Fruit Loops we're listening to tonight, it won't. You know, it's always, the world's always ending. But if the world still is here, I'm going to be here next Monday and Tuesday. Touch wood. Touch wood. Anyway, thanks for joining, one and all. Cha. Blazing, oh my god. Have a good one, everybody. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. No, that's alright. I've got it cracked. Catchies. Keeps clear.